Hello students, welcome back to Chemistry Gurukul. I hope you are studying well. Have you studied the two laws? I hope you have studied because we will move further in this chapter, that is atoms and molecules. Okay. So today our topic is Dalton's atomic theory. From where this theory initiated? Children, this theory is linked with these two laws which you have studied. Okay. See, when these two laws were given, there was a shortcoming in explanation of these two laws. People, they were not able to understand. They are not understanding what the concept was. Already it was stated, but it was philosophical. Okay. So by that time, the next British chemist, John Dalton, he tried to explain these two laws on the basis of his postulates which he derived on practical applications. Okay, so practically concluded, today we are going to study all these postulates which were given by him. So the first postulate, according to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether an element, a compound or a mixture, is composed of small particles called atoms. Okay, this we have already studied. Now the postulates which he stated are very important. See here, 6 postulates I have written. These are according to your NCERT book. So one by one we will discuss all the points, and all are very important because on the basis of these points some questions are being asked in your exams. Okay, so first point is all matter is made of very tiny particles called atoms. First point which he postulated was very easy. You can easily understand that when matter it is divided further, the smallest particle which we get is atoms. Okay, now coming to second point, second postulate given by Dalton is atoms are indivisible particles, means they cannot be further divided, which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Third postulate is atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. I will explain you the third postulate. Try to understand it. Okay, what does it mean? It means that, children, suppose if you have taken an element gold or an element oxygen or carbon or nitrogen, this postulate states that the atoms which are present in that particular element, they are having the same mass and same chemical properties also. Okay, so this was the third postulate. Fourth one, atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. See children, the fourth postulate which is given by Dalton, it is just contrary of the third one. Okay, so don't get confused over here. The third statement is given that in the given element, however it is just different element, means obviously when you will study about different elements, their masses are different, their chemical properties are also different. Suppose I am talking about sodium or chlorine, both are different in their properties and their masses are also different. Okay, so these two postulates want to state these things. Now fifth postulate is atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. This we have already studied during the laws. Atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. See children, while studying the laws we have already discussed, suppose hydrogen and oxygen, when they combine in ratio, they always combine in the ratio of 1:8. These 1 is also whole number and 8 is also whole number. Okay, so fifth statement is that. Now coming to sixth statement, that is postulate, the relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. See, sixth point also illustrates that whether you take any compound from any source, the elements which are combined in a proportion, they are always fixed. Suppose if you take carbon dioxide from any other resources, suppose air or some other combustion machines or some other places, but the element will be same, that is carbon and oxygen, then not be some other element attached to it. Okay, so sixth point states that the relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. Okay, means one carbon and two oxygen will always form to give CO2. Okay, means the relative number and kind of atoms are always constant in a given compound. Similarly in case of water also. Okay, so there will be formation of H2O. Okay children, now some question arises after these postulates, that which postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is the result of the law of conservation of mass. Can you identify among these 6 points which point states that the law of conservation of mass? I hope you have identified that is the second point, that atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, so the answer is second postulate, which postulates the law of conservation of mass. Okay, law of conservation of mass. As we have seen in the law of conservation of mass, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. So in a chemical reaction the mass remains same in reactant as well as product side. Now second question which arises is, which postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is the result of the law of definite proportion? Now out of these points, which point indicates you the result of law of definite proportion? This law, this postulate, fifth postulate, indicates atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compound. Okay, and you can even add the sixth point also, because the relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. Okay, because this constant word is used here, so this also states the law of definite proportion. So this is it student, I hope you have understood it well, and all of you, it's my request that all of you remember all the 6 points. It will help you in your exams. Thanks for watching.